Hey guys, if you're not doing anything, I would love for you to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at itsmrtaliaferro. I'm trying to grow a brand here, and y'all know what it is. It's 2018. A brand needs followers to grow, all right? I need you to follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I follow back. I also DM back all the time. I have a lot of great people who I'm now using for graphics. I got a lot of people who are hitting me up about music, everything. We're talking about everything, and I'm trying my best to oblige and get back to everyone. I got about over 200 unread DMs, so I'm getting through them daily. But follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Maybe we can talk business. All right, let's get into the video. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing? I made a commitment to this case. I think the first case I made a commitment to was Meek Mill's case, to follow it, and I'm happy to see him home now, right? So I made a commitment to this Ralo case. So for good or for bad, I'm gonna cover it to the best of my abilities to give you guys the facts. I'm reading consistent affidavits. I try my best to fact check with multiple sources, people on the ground, reporters that are going to the case, these case hearings. I'm doing everything I can. An update, all right? I might give you another update as well. Ralo apartment complexes have become the center of the Fed's investigation, all right? There are people that are showing up to these hearings, and Ralo has asked, I gave you that video the other day via no plug. Ralo has asked people to stop showing up and protesting. He doesn't want that. But with all that being said, people are still showing up from the hood to Ralo's court cases, to his hearings, protesting outside saying, yo, he hasn't done wrong. He's helping the community. He's buying us apartment complexes. He's helping us out. That is being actually used against him, because the feds are saying those apartment complexes weren't just used for good. He was smuggling drugs out of them. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I read the case files and when I read stuff online about this case, it has a Frank Lucas. Anybody watch the movie Frank Lucas? It has a Frank Lucas feel to it. The feds are claiming that 20 units of apartments in the West End that were raided have been found to have been a location where Ralo and some of his other co-defendants were smuggling drugs out of. The feds right now, if Ralo is found guilty on any of the 4 drug charges that he has been accused of, then the feds would want to take the 20 units of apartments plus 5 other properties owned by Ralo, 9 vehicles, including a Lamborghini that we have infamously seen Ralo in online, a Corvette, and 2 Dodge Chargers will all be subject to be taken by the feds. And by the way, a plethora of money and guns as well is what they will be looking to take if Ralo or any of his co-defendants are guilty of any of this. So that is not a good sign. Now, like I said, the feds are actually using the apartments against Ralo, as a lot of his supporters are trying to use that in his benefit. As a matter of fact, the feds are claiming that they have on camera, they have people who bought drugs from Ralo. These were undercover agents that were buying drugs from Ralo. This, I'm telling you, man, if you really do your homework on Frank Lucas and if you watch the film, this has a very Frank Lucas feel to it. And I'm just here to give you the facts of the case, what's going on. When we're talking about somebody who's legally jammed up in this amount of trouble, I am not going to give my opinion on this by any means. This one ain't for me. This is serious stuff, but I do have a job to report back to the people, and the people show me all the time that they're interested in this content. So it is worth noting that the feds claim that they've had agents buy drugs from Ralo, and they claim that most of what was going on was happening inside of the apartment complexes. The center of the case is the apartment complex. They claim that Ralo, when they found him, had about $880,000 worth of drugs on him. He refused to get off the plane when he was captured. He didn't want to leave, and that's the Fed's case. Ralo has been denied a bond. If you check back on my channel in a few hours, I will give you an update on what Ralo has said about all this. I have a statement from Ralo himself. So check back on my channel later today, and I will give you that update from Ralo himself on his case. I have a phone call with Ralo and someone on the outside, and we will talk about that in a few hours. I go by the name of Mr. Taliaferro. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. I do not take it for granted. A very unfortunate situation, but I'm not going to judge for Ralo. You ain't finna hear me say free Ralo, but I'm not finna say keep him locked up. I am the type of human being who just want the facts of the case to just come out, and then at a later date, we just go from there. But I'm not going to be the type of person that say free this person, but I'm not going to say keep him incarcerated as well. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is owed to the people to keep my integrity, and we go from there. Thank y'all so much for the time and support. I do not take it for granted. Salute.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.